They say time heals everything, but the truth is, time only shows you who and what was really worth it. People will play with your loyalty like it's replaceable. They'll gamble with your presence like you ain't one of one. But the day you finally walk away, the day you finally stop answering, stop explaining, stop giving them chances, they feel that silence louder than any word you ever spoke. That's when regret kicks in. That's when they realize they lost something they can't buy back, can't beg back, can't rewind back. But listen, just because they regret it doesn't mean you return. Regret is their lesson, not your obligation. Don't confuse their late apology with growth. Don't confuse their tears with change. Don't confuse their longing with love. You already showed them your worth the first time, they just couldn't see it. And when someone can't recognize gold in their hands, you don't hand it back once they drop it in the dirt. You keep moving. You keep building, you keep shining, because the truth is, they will regret losing you, but your power is in never letting them have that chance again. Knowing your worth is the foundation of everything. Too often people hand over their sense of value like it's something negotiable, like it's something that can be traded depending on how others treat them. But that's not how it works. You're not valuable because somebody claps for you, compliments you, or sticks around. You're valuable because of what you are, what you carry inside, and the energy you bring when you walk into a space. The problem is people forget this. They confuse validation with value. And when they don't get the approval, the affection, the recognition they want from others, they start thinking maybe they're not enough. That mindset is dangerous because it gives someone else the power to define who you are. And the second you let somebody else define you, you've already lost. Validation is addictive. It feels good when people say they need you, when they admire you, when they choose you. But the danger is if you start relying on it, you'll chase it. You'll adjust yourself just to keep it coming. You'll dim your light so nobody feels threatened. You'll settle for less so you can keep being wanted. And you'll sacrifice your own peace to make sure people don't walk away. That's not love, that's not respect, that's fear. Fear of being alone, fear of being overlooked, fear of not mattering. And when you move out of fear, you compromise. The truth is, you should never have to compromise your worth for acceptance. Your presence is the prize. Not everyone is supposed to win it. When somebody loses you, it's not your loss. If they didn't respect you, if they didn't recognize what they had, if they play with your loyalty, they're the ones who threw away something rare. But here's the trap: when they come back, when they realize the void you left behind, they'll try to make you believe that you should take them in again. They'll try to convince you that your worth increases only when they acknowledge it. That's backwards. You don't become valuable because someone regrets losing you. You were already valuable when they had you. They just couldn't see it. Their regret is a reflection of their own blindness, not a confirmation of your greatness. Never mistake their late recognition as proof you're finally worth it. You've been worth it. You don't need their apology, their approval, or their validation to confirm that. You got to build a mindset that treats your value like something untouchable. Think about gold. Whether someone throws it in the dirt, whether it sits in a drawer, whether it's held up in a museum, gold doesn't lose its value. It doesn't stop shining because people don't notice it. It doesn't become worthless because somebody mishandles it. It remains what it is. That's how you got to see yourself. Your worth isn't determined by how others handle you. It's inherent. People may walk away, people may mistreat you, people may overlook you. None of that changes the fact that you're gold. The only thing that can change is whether you believe it or not. A lot of people lose themselves in relationships, friendships, even family ties because they forget this principle. They think, if this person leaves, what does that say about me? They think, if they don't choose me, maybe I'm not good enough. They think, if they found a better, maybe I wasn't valuable to begin with. That's the wrong lens. If somebody leaves, it doesn't expose your weakness. It exposes their inability to see your strength. If somebody disrespects you, it doesn't prove you're not worth respect. It proves they don't know how to respect valuable things. If somebody takes you for granted, it doesn't mean you're not worth appreciation. It means they're blind to what's in front of them. Stop putting their choices on your shoulders. Their actions don't define your worth. Only your standards do. When you know your worth, you stop negotiating your value. You stop explaining why you deserve loyalty, why you deserve honesty, why you deserve love. You understand that those are bare minimums, not luxuries. You stop chasing people who make you feel like you gotta beg for the basics. And most importantly, you stop giving second chances to people who showed you that they couldn't recognize your value the first time. Because taking them back isn't just about forgiving them. It's about lowering your standard for yourself. It's about saying, I'll accept your version of my worth instead of my own. And once you start doing that, it's a cycle that repeats. You'll keep letting people back in who don't deserve you because you're relying on them to give you something you should already given yourself, validation. The way to break that cycle is to root your identity in something bigger than people's opinions. You need to know who you are before anybody else tries to tell you. You need to understand your talents, your character, your resilience, your spirit. You need to spend enough time with yourself that you know exactly what you bring to the table. So when somebody tries to play games with you, you don't even flinch. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to wait for them to realize what they lost. You already know what you are. And because of that, you can walk away from situations that no longer honor you without hesitation. You don't need their apology, their closure, their change of heart. You are your own confirmation. This mindset doesn't just protect your peace, it elevates your life. When you don't settle, when you don't chase, when you don't allow yourself to be defined by others, you free up your energy to focus on growth. You start building instead of begging. You start leveling up instead of looking back. You start surrounding yourself with people who see your worth instantly without having to lose you first. And that's where you thrive because you're not wasting energy proving yourself to people who already showed you they couldn't handle you. You're investing energy into becoming even more of who you are, and that makes you unstoppable. At the end of the day, the biggest lesson is this: never let your worth depend on someone else's vision. People's opinions change, their feelings fade, their loyalty shifts, but your value is constant. It doesn't rise when they love you and it doesn't fall when they leave you. It is what it is, whether they see it or not. So stop chasing validation. Stop handing out discounts on your value just to be accepted. Stop allowing people to convince you that their regret means you should reopen the door. They didn't see you when they had you, and that's their loss to live with. Your job is to keep knowing, keep moving, and keep shining because your worth was never up for debate. Pain is one of the greatest teachers life gives us, but most people run from it. They treat it like a curse, like a punishment, like something that only breaks you down. But pain isn't here just to hurt. It's here to shape, to refine, to reveal. Every time you get betrayed, every time you get abandoned, every time you feel that sharp cut of disappointment, you're being given a chance to grow into something stronger. Pain is like fire. It can destroy or it can purify. The difference lies in how you use it. If you let it, pain will burn you into ashes. But if you face it, it will burn away the illusions, the weaknesses, the dead weight you were carrying, and leave behind a stronger, sharper version of you. Growth after pain is about refusing to let what broke you be the final chapter. It's about taking the wound and turning it into wisdom, turning the loss into fuel, turning the setback into a setup for your next elevation. The reason pain is so powerful is because it's undeniable. You can fake being happy, you can mask insecurity, you can cover doubt with confidence, but pain cuts through all of that. When you're hurt, you can't lie to yourself, you can't pretend it didn't happen. It forces you to sit with the truth, and that's where growth begins. Pain exposes what you ignored. It shows you who was real and who was fake. It shows you what you depended on too much. It shows you what you weren't paying attention to in yourself. Think about heartbreak. It doesn't just hurt because somebody left. It hurts because it reveals how much of yourself you gave away, how much of your worth you tied to their presence. And that's why growth comes after pain, because the pain forces you to face things you would have kept hiding otherwise. Pain also builds resilience. Once you survive the kind of hurt that made you question everything, you carry a strength with you that can't be taught in comfort. You can't develop endurance without resistance. You can't develop courage without fear. You can't develop wisdom without mistakes. Every scar you carry is proof that you survived something that could have destroyed you. And if you survived it, it means you're stronger now. People who've never been through anything might look happy on the outside, but the ones who've walked through fire and came out the other side, those are the ones who carry a different kind of power. They know how to endure. They know how to rebuild. They know how to keep moving even when everything inside them is telling them to stop. That's the strength pain gives you, but only if you let it shape you instead of break. The danger comes when people let pain trap them instead of transform them. Some people take betrayal and let it make them bitter. They take heartbreak and let it convince them they'll never love again. They take failure and let it stop them from ever trying again. That's the wrong way to use pain. Pain wasn't sent to keep you stuck. It was sent to wake you up, to show you what you're capable of becoming if you keep pushing. Growth after pain is about refusing to let the story end in the wound. The wound is just the opening. The transformation comes when you decide not to waste it. Every bad situation has a lesson hidden inside it, but you have to be willing to extract it. If you let pain make you bitter, it wins. If you let pain make you wiser, you think about the times you leveled up in life. Most of them didn't come from comfort. They came after you went through something you didn't think you could handle. Maybe it was a loss, maybe it was rejection, maybe it was being forced to start over. At first it crushed you. You felt like you couldn't breathe. But over time, that same pain pushed you to hustle harder, to think differently, to value yourself more. If that situation never happened, maybe you would have stayed the same. Maybe you would have stayed comfortable in a place that wasn't meant for you. Growth doesn't usually happen when everything is easy. It happens when everything is falling apart. Pain forces you to grow because it doesn't give you another choice. And when you embrace that, when you start running from it, you start realizing that pain wasn't your enemy, it was your trainer. It was preparing you for a higher version of yourself. Another truth about growth after pain is that it changes your vision. When you've been through deep hurt, you start seeing things differently. You don't move the same, you don't tolerate the same, you don't waste time on the same distractions. Pain sharpens your focus because it teaches you how short life is, how real loyalty is, how important peace is. Suddenly you don't chase after shallow things anymore. You stop entertaining people who don't bring value. You stop ignoring your intuition. You start building with purpose. Pain has a way of stripping away everything that doesn't matter so you can finally see what does. And that shift in vision is what leads to real growth. Growth after pain also builds empathy. When you've been broken before, you move differently with others. You understand their silence, their struggle, their hesitation. You know what it feels like to suffer, so you don't judge as quickly. That's another gift pain gives you if you use it right. It makes you stronger, but it also makes you softer in the right ways. Stronger in your boundaries, softer in your compassion. And when you carry both of those at the same time, you become a better leader, a better friend, a better human. That balance is powerful, and it only comes from walking through pain and refusing to let it make you cold. The core of growth after pain is about perspective. You can look at pain as the end of something, or you can look at it as the beginning of something greater. You can look at it as the thing that ruined you or the thing that revealed you. You can either let it define you as broken or let it refine you into unbreakable. The choice is always yours. You can't control what hurts you, but you can control what you do with it. You can either let it hold you hostage or let it hand you the keys to your next level. That's the real power of growth after pain, realizing that the very thing you thought would destroy you is actually the same thing that built you into who you were meant to be. Energy is the most valuable currency you have. It's worth more than money, more than material possessions, because it shapes how you live, how you move, and how you impact the world. Every thought you think, every word you speak, every step you take is fueled by energy. Without it, you can't create, you can't build, you can't dream, you can't heal. That's why protecting your energy is not optional, it's survival. Too many people give away their energy carelessly, pouring themselves into people and situations that drain them, leaving nothing left for themselves. They think being everything for everybody makes them strong, but all it really does is leave them empty. Respecting your energy means realizing it's limited, sacred, and not everybody deserves access to it. You can tell when your energy is being mishandled. You feel drained after certain conversations. You feel heavy after spending time with certain people. You feel stuck when you give too much time to things that don't align with your purpose. That's your spirit warning you. But a lot of people ignore those signals because they don't want to disappoint anyone. They don't want to set boundaries. They don't want to look selfish. The truth is, boundaries aren't selfish. They're necessary. Every time you let somebody disrespect your time, your peace, your heart, you're teaching them it's acceptable. And every time you give your energy to things that don't pour back into you, you're depleting the same power you need to grow. Respecting your energy means knowing when to say no, knowing when to walk away, and knowing that not everyone who wants your attention deserves your presence. People often confuse availability with loyalty. They think if you love someone, you should always be available to them no matter how they treat you. That's not loyalty, that's self-neglect. Real loyalty doesn't mean destroying yourself to keep someone else comfortable. It doesn't mean sacrificing your peace so they don't feel lonely. Respecting your energy means understanding that your well-being comes first, because if you don't protect yourself, you won't have anything left to give anyway. You can't pour from an empty cup. The best version of you, the strong, creative, loving, ambitious version, only exists when your energy is intact. When you let people drain you, you're not just hurting yourself, you're robbing the world of your fullest potential. Energy is contagious, and that's why you have to be intentional about where you place it. When you're around negativity long enough, it rubs off. When you're surrounded by doubt, fear, and gossip, it affects how you think and move. That's why respecting your energy also means curating your environment. You can't control everything, but you can control who you give access to. Some people come into your life only to feed off your light without ever bringing their own. They'll drain your spirit with complaints, drama, and chaos, then leave you feeling empty. Others will inspire you, uplift you, and make you better just by being around them. You have to learn the difference and start making choices accordingly. Not everyone deserves to share your space. Protecting your energy means choosing wisely who you stand next to. Another way people waste their energy is on things they can't control. They replay conversations, dwell on mistakes, obsess over outcomes they have no power to change. All of that burns energy that could be spent on building, creating, and moving forward. Respecting your energy means being disciplined about where your focus goes. If it's out of your control, let it go. If it doesn't align with your growth, release it. If it doesn't feed your soul, stop giving it attention. Every second you spend feeding negativity is a second you could have invested in your future. Your energy is too valuable to waste on things that don't serve your vision. Sometimes the hardest part about respecting your energy is letting people go. You might love them, you might have history, you might want to see them do better, but if they consistently drain you, disrespect you, or block your growth, keeping them around is a form of disrespect to yourself. Loyalty doesn't mean sticking with people who are toxic to your spirit. It means being loyal to your own peace first. Because the truth is, if someone really cares about you, they won't keep putting you in positions where you feel drained, used, or undervalued. They'll respect your energy as much as you do, and if they don't, they're not meant to stay. Respecting your energy requires courage, the courage to walk away from anything that doesn't protect your spirit. When you start respecting your energy, your life shifts. You stop running in circles with people who only bring confusion. You stop entertaining situations that only waste your time. You stop saying yes when you mean no. You stop sacrificing your dreams to keep other people comfortable. And when you do that, you unlock a different level of focus. You realize how much power you have when you're not constantly drained. Your creativity expands, your confidence grows, your peace deepens. You start moving with purpose instead of exhaustion. That's the reward for respecting your energy. It multiplies everything else you do. Respecting your energy also means respecting how you talk to yourself. A lot of people don't realize the biggest drain on their energy isn't other people, it's their own self-talk. They beat themselves down with doubt, with guilt, with fear. They replay their failures like a broken record. They kill their own motivation before anyone else has the chance. Protecting your energy means speaking life into yourself. It means affirming your own worth even when nobody else does. It means being patient with your progress and kind to yourself in the process. Because if your internal energy is toxic, no amount of external peace will save you. Your energy starts inside first. At the same time, respecting your energy requires discipline. You can't complain about being drained if you keep putting yourself in the same situations that drain you. You can't say you want peace but keep chasing chaos. You can't say you want growth but keep feeding distractions. Energy management is responsibility. It's not just about avoiding what drains you, it's about intentionally choosing what fuels you. That might mean waking up earlier, cutting out unhealthy habits, spending more time on your goals, meditating, praying, or surrounding yourself with people who push you to elevate. It's not just about protecting energy, it's about cultivating it, renewing it, and expanding it. Because when your energy is full, you move differently. You walk with confidence, you speak with clarity, you attract opportunities that align with your spirit. At the core, respecting your energy is about self-respect. It's about knowing you are too valuable to keep giving yourself away recklessly. It's about knowing that your peace matters more than their opinion. Your growth matters more than their comfort. Your spirit matters more than their validation. When you start living by that, you don't just protect your energy, you honor yourself. And when you honor yourself, everything else in life starts to align. Regret is a heavy weight, but it doesn't belong to you when someone loses you. Too often people try to hand it back to you, like you should carry their guilt, their shame, their late realization of what they had. But that's not your responsibility. When someone had access to your time, your loyalty, your love, and they misused it, They created their own regret. That's their lesson to live with, not your burden to hold. The moment you start carrying their regret, you start living for their healing instead of your own. You start making their mistake your problem. That's how cycles repeat. When you allow yourself to become the cushion for someone else's consequences. When people lose something valuable, they always realize too late. That's the nature of human behavior. When something is consistent, they take it for granted. When someone shows up day after day, they think it'll never end. When someone loves them deeply, they assume it's permanent. Then the day comes when you finally step back, when you stop answering calls, when you stop fighting for a connection, they stop valuing, and that's when reality hits them. They realize the love they had doesn't show up in every corner of the world. They realize loyalty like yours doesn't just exist everywhere. They realize